So there's an interesting guy by the name of Bob Welch. He's a lobbyist for the pro-gun groups, and he was up in Wisconsin, and he said something very interesting. He said, look, don't worry about gun control. We will get to weaken the gun laws as soon as, quote, the Connecticut Effect has passed. Now, think about that for a second. So that's, first of all, obviously incredibly obnoxious. All those kids died, and all those parents are grieving, etc. In fact, there's even some gun makers that said, hey, look, the NRA is going too far here. We still had parents burying their kids when Wayne LaPierre came out and gave his inflammatory speech, and I would imagine that the people who said that would think that this was very inflammatory as well. But to me, what's more important is the political point being made. Because what do they always do right after a tragedy? Don't politicize it, don't talk about it, don't shush, how dare you politicize it, you're such a monster. And then afterwards they say, wait till the Connecticut Effect passes, and then we'll get to do whatever we want. You understand the political strategy? It is shut the debate down, wait till people are no longer concerned about a very legitimate issue, and then we'll get to go and buy the politicians and bribe them and threaten them, etc., and get exactly what we want. So then they asked David Keene about this. He's at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, that everybody's been attending among the conservatives. ThinkProgress caught up with him, and they said, all right, now, look, you're the NRA president. Are you going to defend this lobbyist's words? And look at what happened.
Thal and some others had called on the NRA to apologize for the Connecticut Effect comment made by the Wisconsin
You only
lobbyist.
apologize for things that you did.
Stop, David.
Do you think that he ought to apologize?
That's the press guy. You go through these guys. Sorry.
Mr. Keene, do you think that he ought to apologize, the lobbyist? No? Do you think that it's insensitive to the families of Newtown?
I think.
Can you give me a business card, please? Can you give me a business card?
Do you think that it's insensitive, sir? This isn't a trick question. I'm honestly asking you. Do you think
Did you go through the press guy?
Comments were insensitive?
That was great in two different ways. First, sorry, and then literally stopping her own president from answering like he's a child and putting up a notepad in front of his face like, okay, just keep moving along. Why are they doing that? Think about why they're doing it. Because the answer is going to be so embarrassing, and it was. They're like, if we allow this man to speak without giving him prepared notes, he will bungle it, and he will say things that the American people are totally against. Sorry, no, right? And by the way, what did he say? Do you think he ought to apologize? Keyes asked him. Scott Keyes for ThinkProgress. Keene said no. And earlier there he said you only apologize for things that you did. So no, Connecticut Effect, yeah, that's what we use at the NRA. We just wait, we tell everybody shut up, and then afterwards we tell everybody don't worry, the time has passed. Nobody gives a damn about that anymore. That's the NRA in a nutshell for you. All right, I have run out of time. I will tell you about how the banks are destroying us tomorrow. You have that to look forward to. And by the way, I got into a huge fight on Current today with some gun rights advocates and a guy who's teaching women how to defend themselves with shotguns and giving away free shotguns. He's got this great idea. He's going to arm everybody in a certain neighborhood in Texas and see what happens with crime. I don't know what's going to happen with crime, but the over-under on number of people that accidentally or in the heat of a moment kill themselves is, what, 3 people per block, okay? By the way, a 50-year-old man in a gun safety class today in Bellevue, Washington, shot himself in the head. Gun safety class.